I'll say one of the key players on the Detroit Pistons is Cade Cunningham. And I saw a quote from James, and to me, I'm the king of overreaction.
Okay.
So I overreact to everything. And he said he has good and bad days with his leg. So my question to you would be is, when you see a quote like this from Cade Cunningham, and we know he sat out all last year with that shin leg injury, are you starting to get concerned with Cade Cunningham's health long term?
I don't know about long term. I think with any player, and I saw James said this as well, when any player kind of deals with an injury that takes significant time out, the healing process is in waves. You know, like first it's going to be very lengthy, but then there'll be times where they, like you said, there's good and bad days. I can't say I'm overly concerned when it comes to his health because his play, I know he hasn't been putting up like the 40-point games that he was a couple months ago, but he's still playing at a pretty productive level. And I think it's something to monitor for sure. Like it's absolutely something to monitor that, you know, maybe he is getting a little bogged down by injuries, but I really don't think it's anything too concerning right now. If he was to miss the rest of the season, then yes, absolutely, I would say that's a concern. But if he's just having a little process where, you know, maybe he has to sit out on a back-to-back, then I don't think it's too big of a deal. Or if it's something where he rests like maybe one game a week and he's still overall healthy and it's not going to impact his long-term health, I don't think it's anything Pistons fans should be too concerned about in general. I feel like his play overall is pretty good. Like even a Cade bad game, I watch with my dad a lot of times when I'm not like covering the games in person. And my dad is like a big Cade guy, right? And he mentioned like he's like even a bad Cade game, he almost had like a triple double, and I want to say that was like the Lakers or Clippers game. I can't remember which one. Because I remember just like my brother also is kind of he's a big Pistons fan. He was like, "Oh man, Cade's not looking at like good today." Then my dad goes, "Well, you know, he's almost got a triple double, and this is like a quiet game for him." So I feel like for Cade, the talent is just unquestionable, right?
Yeah.
The health is, I guess, maybe the question for some people, but I don't think it's too concerning for me right now. I think Pistons fans maybe could be concerned if he misses significant time once again. But I mean, he dealt with a little knee injury, and it takes a little bit to get back. Now, I feel like moving past All-Star break, he should be playing more consistently, and you know that process should be a lot more smooth. But I can't say I'm too concerned.
Yeah, I just see fans' comments, and I think the one glaring comment that I always see is health with him. And I can understand it from a fan's perspective. Now, maybe they're not watching all 82 games. Maybe they just see the injury report because maybe they're just like a fantasy basketball guy. Who knows?
Right.
I was a little concerned because he sat out all last year and had a major surgery.
Right.
And someone had left a comment, I think it was Red Baron. He said Cade was icing his knees earlier this season, which is strange because I didn't know he had knee issues. The only thing I'll say to that is all NBA players ice their body if you go to the game. Like they got the ice packs out there. And it might not, they might not even be sore. They just, want some relief.
Yep.
If he comes back from All-Star break and he's still a little bit sluggish and he's still not like putting up those, like getting back to the, putting up those 30, 40 point games. And I think then as a Piston fan, you should be a little bit concerned if he's still having those issues. But I think, sitting 2 weeks out, you kind of lose I always tell people that watch this podcast, like you could be in shape, but are you in basketball shape?
Right.
Because it's completely different. I think Cade just got out of basketball shape. I think once he gets back into basketball shape, he'll get back to that form where, he's giving you like 23, 7 a night.
Right.
But like I said, I did want to bring it up because I do see a lot of people, like I said, they overreact. I think a lot of Pistons fans and myself, we're very like-minded. Like we overreact to any little thing. Like
for sure.